I was gonna be the first person to stop him. He getting dropped before and everything, but he never been stopped. But I definitely was gonna stop him in his hometown. I was gonna put on a show for his city. Man,
James Twin for the untouchable true school sports. Let's go, baby. Bow.
Be careful what you wish for because it can become a reality.
Yeah. What? There you go. All right, Brendan Taylor here, True School Sports. I'm with one of South Florida's very own, my main man, 50 grand, Daniel Bailey. Kind of a
what
surprise. Good to have you on the channel, Daniel.
what's good, BT? How you feeling?
I can't complain, man. It's definitely I'm spicing up my Sunday. I didn't think I'd be talking to Daniel Bailey today, but
Bro, I just had to set the record straight, man. It was like really bothering me. You know, when something really bothering you, it won't sleep. So I'm up late night, like, man, I can't believe they said this.
yeah.
So now we here.
Basically, you got in contact with me because for those that don't know, because I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of box fans that don't know, you were slated to fight Gabriel Flores Jr. You know, a guy
Right.
that was once signed at Top Rank. You know, lost some fights, started his own promotional company. You signed a contract to fight him on his own promotional company, and the fight then went ahead and fell out. So, like, what's the whole story, backstory? What's the history with that?
So it came to my attention probably 2 weeks before the fight was supposed to happen that they didn't want to do an interview because we was trying to set up an interview to have me and Gabe talk and everything like that to get the fire going for the fight. So I'm like, damn, that's weird. They not. And then I looked on the Instagram page. I'm like, man, they ain't even post a flyer for the fight or nothing. I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, I just signed the contract. It was 8 rounds, $10,000. I'm like, bro, he don't even know I was willing to fight for nothing. Like I wanted that fight that badly that if they would have tried to negotiate something lower, I would have went for it because I wanted that win on my record.
Yeah.
So I get a call from my promoter, and he's like, hey, don't be upset, man. I'm like, what's going on? He's like, Gabe's father, who's also his promoter, contacted me and told me that the California commission, didn't accept the fight. I'm like, didn't accept the fight? I'm like, bro, I got a winning record. I'm not somebody who got an upside down record. Like, what's going on? I'm like, ain't no way. My manager then contacted one of his connections with the commission and said, hey, did you guys not approve this fight? And he said, we never even heard of that fight. Like, that fight
Damn.
never made it on my desk or anything. Like, we didn't not approve anything. So I'm like, what's going on? So they let it rest, but I was still upset because I'm like, I've been through a whole training camp. I've sparred countless of rounds, and I was ready to get this win. Next thing you know, I look on BoxRec. Gabe Flores is scheduled to fight someone with like 24 wins and like 50 losses or something like that, like 15 losses. Like,
Yeah.
that's not the worst part. Now, I know I'm doing a lot of talking, but I got to get it out. Appreciate you, BT.
Go ahead.
Next thing you know, I get a call from Vegas. He's like, hey, bro, what's up? I thought you was going to fight. I'm like, I did too. It's news to me as well. He's like, yeah, they said you outpriced yourself. I said, outpriced myself. I'm like, are you serious? They told the trainer, because he's one of my trainers. They told him that, and then I remember you contacted me. You was like, yeah, I heard you outprice yourself as well. Then I sent you the contract. I'm like, bro, how I outprice myself if I signed the contract? That makes zero sense.
Yeah. You
Sent the contract.
if it's in writing that you were trying to fight, pretty much.
I was ready to fight. Them guys didn't want to fight at all. When his promoter was speaking to my promoter, his whole thing was, your guy's pretty tough. I don't know, because it was scheduled. I don't know if you noticed, but Gabe usually fight 10 rounds. They moved the fight back to 8 rounds and everything, because they already knew I was coming with that fire, like smoke, man. I was coming, man.
What kind of fight do you think the Gabe Flores fight could have been or still can be if you guys do fight?
Honestly, I picture that fight happening in mid-range. Me taking away his jab, me going to his body, and he gonna try to box. He gonna keep trying to box and move around, and I'm just gonna keep cutting off the ring and keep touching him to the body, keep touching him until he just quit. I was gonna be the first person to stop him. He getting dropped before and everything, but he never been stopped. But I definitely was gonna stop him in his hometown. I was gonna put on a show for his city.
And beat the fight out of him. You're saying beat the fight out of him, outclass him. You think?
he was gonna go back to his father and say, "Man, I don't think this shit for me." Check a little bit. Yeah, man. Marc Castro, what's up, bro? Your hometown, wherever you want to do it at. We can do it in the alleyway. We can do it out the street. We can do it at a restaurant. We can do it anywhere you want to, bro.
Anywhere.
We got history. Let's make history. We got history. Let's make history.
I like that fight. That would be a fight that would get me excited about Marc Castro because I feel like his career thus far, he's had some okay opponents, but I haven't really been too like thrilled like with most of his career. So I would like him versus you. Him versus you is a good fight.
I definitely think it'll be a fight that I could prove myself because I feel like I got all this talent and people will see all this potential in me, but I want to live up to that potential and then surpass it. I don't want to be that guy who was like, oh man, that dude work ethic was crazy. Well, it need to turn over in the boxing ring. Now I'm ready to be that guy.
Okay, yeah. And I want to see become one of them guys. So
Yes, sir.
hey, any final message to the boxing world before we end the interview?
Nah, man, just keep watching my boy BT put on the best interviews out here. Keep watching out for me because I'm going to keep working. I'm going to keep grinding. I just want to be great. That's it. Nothing extra.
There you go, Daniel Bailey. Thank you, man.
Yes, sir. Bless. I don't get fight offers at 130 pounds, bro. And I'm willing to fight whoever, bro, because at the end of the day, you got to fight. If you're a fighter, you got to fight the fights. It don't matter if you feel like the style isn't the best for you. You got to fight the fights, and you got to put your best foot forward because I'm not in this fight game to be undefeated. I'm in this fight game to be a world champion.
Correct. And you mentioned like I know so many fighters like that are in your position, like they have talent to really make something of themselves in boxing, but they can't get the fight offers to actually like really progress their career.
Right.
What's a fight? I mean, I know you mentioned Gabe Flores. What's a fight you feel apart from maybe Gabe Flores that you think would be good for you?
Honestly speaking, I feel like any of these guys who have the junior belts, any of those guys who have a junior belt, I can't even think of anybody like that because 130 isn't like a name weight class like
Yeah,
that.
top of division right now.
Right? It's not really no junior weight classes aren't usually popular divisions anyways. But any of those guys who got a junior belt, and I just want to fight some like a matter of fact, the perfect fight would be like a Marc Castro.
Okay.
I sparred him in the OTC back in 2019, if I'm not mistaken. Whooped him up. Then we sparred again the second time, and that's when he had his cameras and everything. And they set it up so well. They had me spar Keyshawn Davis like 5-6 rounds, and then get in there with Mark. And then he did better than me in that second sparring session, but I whooped him the first one easy.
Okay, so
They can make that. Matter of fact, they can make that fight.
so you're calling out Marc Castro. So Marc
Castro, we can do that in December.
Gabe Flores, Marc Castro, them guys. Okay, that makes sense because Marc Castro he turned pro at 135 and he wasn't really looking so good at 35. So then they moved him down to 30 because he's bigger down there. So I wouldn't mind that fight. I know you mentioned the Edwin Vasquez fight. I never had a chance to talk to you about that like on camera. I talked to you about it on Instagram. What happened? Because you came out, you heard Edwin. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. For more great boxing content just like this, make sure you guys click right over here.